What it do? What it do? Welcome back or welcome to. That was pretty fly. Okay. Hey y'all, it's Ash. And today I want to talk body. I want to talk somatics. I want to talk feelings. I want to talk sensations. And I want to talk about the importance of being tapped in. Excuse the clutter. You know what I'm saying? This is real life. I work from home. I ate lunch today. I folded some laundry today. My calendar keeps me on point. You know what I'm saying? But lock in with me, okay? I want to talk about our body and the importance of having a relationship with our body. I want to talk about how feeling acceptance, not just affirming acceptance, telling yourself you're fine, doing everything up here can only get you so far, right? Mind-body connection, right? It's not just, I feel like the mental health conversation is very mentally focused. And so I always like to bring us into the body and get us thinking about our feelings and our emotions and, all the stuff that people don't like to talk about, because that's the stuff that's festering, that's the stuff that's simmering at the bottom, that is informing all the stuff that's bubbling up to the top, right? So I like to get to the root. I like to get to the nitty gritty. And, my journey with creating a relationship with myself, my journey with just building my confidence in general, started with my mind, started with meditation, with journaling, with really unpacking how do I think? What is the nature of my thoughts? Am I generally positive? Am I generally negative? Do I think a lot in the past? Am I always worried about the present or worried about the future? Is it easy for me to stay present? That's kind of where I started, unpacking how my brain works, how I feel about the way that I think. Do I consider myself an overthinker? Do I think I'm too much? Do I think I'm too emotional? Do I think I'm too, what are the things? I wrote it all down, right? I got journals and journals and journals to prove it, right? AKA, I've intellectualized the shit out of myself, which is fine. I'm very aware, and that's a beautiful thing. And a lot of us have done that. But now, it's time to feel. It's time to feel. And I hate this part too. I'm not even gonna lie. I love it because I'm naturally sensitive and emotional. And, I love crying to movies and to songs and reading books that make me feel something. I love that. I gravitate towards those things. But when you're in it, you're like, damn, I'm crying. Damn, I feel angry. I feel betrayed. I feel shameful. I feel, fill in the blank, right? And it can be difficult. But the thing about it is, and I call this realm, somatics. This is more about the body, the feelings, the sensations, the language of what's going on inside, right? And this has really been my thing lately, is interrogating my feelings and interrogating my actions when it comes to certain feelings, right? When I'm irritated, when I'm annoyed, I want to isolate immediately. My body shuts down and I'm just like, all right, I'm done talking, I'm done interacting. I dissociate immediately. I'm starting to interrogate, okay, what's going on inside? Not just what are the thoughts that I'm thinking, but where am I inflamed? Is it my heart? Is it my stomach? Do I shut down because my throat closes up and I can't speak up for myself? Hint, yes. Is it, what's going on in the body? When I was working on my confidence and speaking up, anytime I had to present something or meet a new person or network, what was going on in my body, right? My heart was racing. The thoughts were, oh my God, this person's going to think I'm XYZ. But my body's inflamed, right? Now, noticing that is the first part. Like I said, we can think about that and notice all day, but what do we do with the feeling? How do you actually engage with the feeling and with the emotion? Instead of deflecting, right? Instead of, trying to use a substance or use a person or use a thing or just straight up shut down and avoid, right? How can we engage with our feelings and what's going on inside of our body, right? Awareness is number one. That's the easy part, right? But how do we really, release it and let it come up? Lately, what I've been doing, you guys, is talking directly to my body. And it comes from that awareness. So let's say I'm in a moment where I'm irritated and I'm annoyed and I'm shutting down. I'll literally leave the room. I'll go to the bathroom. Whether I'm in public, I'll go in the stall, or I'm at my own house, wherever I am. And I'll close my eyes and I'll take some deep breaths, and I will pinpoint in my body where I'm feeling this feeling. And then I will take my hand and I'll put it right there. And I'll just be like, all right. Heart's racing. What's going on? Why are we triggered right now? What's going on? And I love to rub or tap the space. Typically, I like to just rub though. Just rub my heart, breathe into it, and I just ask my body, what's up? Because let's go back to inner child kind of work, right? I always just kind of think about, it's just little Ashley in there, she's having a moment. So I'm like, okay, girl, what you gotta say? What's going on? Why are you annoyed? And it's like a cheeky but so effective, such an effective way of engaging with the feeling. When you don't engage with something, when you ignore it, when you push it away, what happens? We know it just gets bigger and bigger and bolder in our life, and it shows up in other ways. So just engage with it directly. Talk to yourself. We talk to ourselves anyway, but get it from here into here, right? What's another scenario? A lot of if you're like a Virgo, which I'm not a Virgo, I'm a Taurus, but I have a lot of Virgo placements in my chart. So stomach issues all day. Anytime I feel off, my stomach is just turning and it just doesn't feel good, right? So hand to the stomach. Breathe directly into the belly and close your eyes. And just use your breath. I like to imagine my breath sometimes as like a mop. And I'm just breathing in, and that air is cleansing the inside of my stomach. And it's just grabbing all of that weird energy, and then I'm just push it out of my mouth. And I like it to be audible. See, I'm a 5 senses kind of girl. 6 senses for real, if you acknowledge the intuition. The more you can engage your senses, the deeper you're going to tap in to how you really feel, which is, right, that's the stuff. So listen to yourself breathe. Feel your hand against your skin. Listen. Right? Just get still for a second and just try to tap into your senses. See what's going on inside. And then I like to just put my breath there and just treat it like a mop. And listen, sometimes right there in the moment, you might not necessarily get rid of the emotion or whatever, but even addressing it that way and coming to it I need to get rid of this, that right there is the wrong approach. There really is no such thing as positive or negative emotions, right? All emotions are necessary and all emotions are quote unquote good. It's how you react to them, how you release them, how you express them. That's what matters. How you engage with them, that's what matters, right? And so talk to your body. Talk to those emotions directly, especially the uncomfortable ones. The ones that you don't really want to talk about. Shame, guilt, envy, jealousy. Ooh. Those are tough ones that you really don't want to engage with, but you know where it shows up for you. But get past knowing and just engage with it. Pop the bubble of like mystery and the, okay, I'm just gonna, I am grateful, I am happy, I am what's actually happening, and how can you talk directly to it and touch it, smell it, feel it? How can you really engage with it deeper? That's somatics, baby. That's my favorite thing lately. So yeah, I just wanted to yap about that and talk a little bit about that. If you kind of relate and you're finding yourself just sick of like the thoughts and the beliefs and the journaling and the and just all the traditional like mindfulness stuff, you're like over it, get into your body. Get into movement, get into touch, get into your voice, get into sound, get into dance, get into like sensations. Get into interrogating your feelings in a kind way, but I'm telling you, it's like such a juicy, like, it's hard to describe. You just gotta try it. So there's some resources here if you want to try it. If you have questions or you just want to talk about it, comment, let me know, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, I hope you stick around for my next video. We'll see what I talk about next. Thanks, y'all. Peace.